What's up, champions? Welcome Growth Mode. I'm your host, Donnie Boivin, the CEO and founder of Success Champions. Hey, want to let you guys know really quick that we have the Badass Business Summit coming up September 23rd through the 25th in Arlington, Texas. 17 amazing speakers lined up to help you scale and grow your business. So make sure you head over to badassbusinesssummit.com and go check that out for us. Also hanging out with me is my buddy, as always, Kevin Snow, a sales and automation tactician and genius. And on this show, we discuss all things business development, sales, and how to scale and grow your business. Kevin, what the heck are we talking about today?
All right, today we have a fun topic. One of the things I hear all the times when I'm meeting with clients is, I just need more leads. If we could get more leads coming in, that would solve all of our issues. So today's topic is, no, you don't need more leads. Fix how you're selling first.
I love how you set that up because, man, I can't tell you how many times people come to me and they're like, man, our marketing sucks. We need better marketing. We need more leads coming in. And I'll just go black and white early on out of this. So it's really simple, guys. If you are selling anything and the words come out of your mouth, I need more leads, I need better marketing, or anything else, punch yourself in the face. Because any sales guy that is relying on marketing and all that stuff to generate business, you're missing the entire idea behind sales in general. But Kevin, I want to hear your opinion on this.
So I'm going to start off with a disclaimer. Yes, there are times you need to say, I need better leads. But that goes back to 2 episodes ago where we talked about how sales and marketing need to be working together so that marketing's generating the correct leads,
right?
And sales is getting them at the right time and actually doing their thing. But you're exactly right. Businesses, especially businesses that are in that startup phase, are just in that, I need more leads. I need more prospects coming in, when they haven't even figured out how to sell their product yet. And it drives me nuts because all they're literally doing is burning prospective clients, and they're losing out on revenue because they don't know how to sell. Yeah. They haven't figured out how to actually position their product in front of a client so the product goes, or so the client goes, oh my God, this is freaking awesome. I want to give you money.
Yeah, and I would say in addition to that, they are probably so nervous in that moment that they're fabricating benefits. They're trying to overinflate the value of something, and they're trying to push their product onto, unwanted, people that are trying to, or maybe interested in what you do. I'm going to go back to something my wife said to me friggin' years ago, and she said, Donnie, sometimes you got to be a sales guy. And I think that's the magic behind all of this, is it's not about bitching and moaning about, the leads and the marketing coming in. It's, as Kevin said, it's about getting better at sales. And look, we've said it 100 times on this show already, but, sales is just a conversation with an outcome. And it's the ability to, one, go find somebody who's interested in your products and service. 2, it's about having a real, genuine conversation where you dive completely into their world and make sure that what you have is what they need. Selling them from an honest, genuine standpoint on why it's your products and services. Letting them make the choice to purchase and buy. And then follow through with what you say they're going to get so well that they introduce you to others. I mean, that's the entire sales cycle. And if you're not perfecting each one of those stages, then you're going to bitch and moan about all the things that marketing or the leads are not doing for your company. So, I mean, truthfully, if you've got a lot of leads coming in and you've got some leads coming in, one, salespeople, be grateful that they're doing something to get you in some conversations, but use those leads that are coming in as opportunities to practice your shit, opportunities to have better and more thorough conversations, and opportunities to ask questions that you've had in your head. Would this get deeper conversations, or would this get further, more in depth? I can tell you, in the 20 plus years that I sold, not a single company I sold for provided leads ever. And we've a couple of the companies, we hired marketing firms to bring us business, and they never did it. So for me, having any sort of lead, that's kind of like a wet dream, dude. I mean, that I just can't imagine showing up to work and somebody saying, "Hey, here's 20 leads today." I've never had that happen to me. So that's part of my struggle is I can't even wrap my head around the idea of waiting for somebody else to bring me people to talk to.
So I'm glad you brought up the conversation concept, because I think I grew up in the technology sales arena. So I grew up in an environment where we were feature rich. And I think a lot of what salespeople do, because they get nervous and they're not actually thinking about how they're supposed to sell, is they just start throwing out all the features,
Yeah,
and hoping that one of them's going to get someone to say, "Oh, that sounds cool. Tell me more about that one." Instead of having that conversation where they're actually asking quality questions and having that conversation where they're starting to learn what is actually going on with that prospect, and trying to figure out, all right, so here's how we can help them, and talking about that.
yeah, love that. What popped in my head is, let's walk them through how they actually should do the sales call. I mean, how do they set it up? So, and we'll go through shit. If somebody handed me a lead, how I would handle it, how you would handle it, how we'd play it out. So, I think starting out, with that lead, you get that first interaction, that first touch. So phone call, Zoom call, face to face, whatever it is. I truly believe, excuse me, you have to start it off with an understanding of why the heck the two of you are having that conversation. So why did they invite you into their home? Why did they invite you in their office? Why did they invite you in on a Zoom call? Why are they inviting you into this conversation? Because I think most people, when they would be given a lead, because they're waiting for a lead to come through to generate business for them, are probably going into it and immediately trying to pitch their product and service. And they're doing what you were talking about. They're immediately coming in and say, "Let me wow you with my bullshit of what makes this an awesome product or service." And I think from there, you've got to really dive into their world to understand what they're really trying to accomplish, do, create, build, or put together, because there's a reason they raised their hand and said, "Hey, I'm looking for this service," and it's our job to understand that. And if you don't dive into that world, you're absolutely going to miss a lot of the key points that would allow you to have a more in-depth conversation.
And I think a lot of people need to dive deeper than they think they do. A lot of them are really excited when they just get to the point where they understand the pain and the issue that's going on, and they can present a solution. I always want to take a step further when I'm meeting with a client and we've come to a realization of the issue. I want to know what it means to them to fix it, and what that impact is going to be, I need them to verbalize that,
For sure.
because now they have a vision of what could be, and now we have a common point that we can work towards, and it becomes much more of a partnership, as opposed to me trying to sell a service or a solution to fix an issue, but not understanding the impact that can have for their business.
God, an impact is such a great word, because I think a lot of people go in and they hear that initial, we're looking to do this because of X, and then they immediately go in with some sort of pitch without completely understanding what the problem is. And truthfully, it's if you start there at such a surface level, you're going to pitch the wrong thing because you don't fully understand what it is. And when you get to impact, you're going to hear things like, if I don't fix this, then X is going to happen, or I'm going to lose this if we don't do this. And that's when you're starting to get to impact, because their vocabulary changes, their emotions change, because you've actually gotten deep enough into their world. And I'm not,
and it's not. Sorry, I'm going to just butt in. It's not just the consequences either that I like to get out of them. I want to hear the impact of if we fix it. It allows us we can hire 2 more people. We can expand into this market. We can open another store. We can do this. What is that positive outcome? I totally want to understand what happens if this doesn't get fixed and the long-term impacts. But I want to know what happens when we fix it.
Yeah, and I'm glad you say that, because so many people sell towards pain, and I'm just not a big guy that sells towards pain. I want to sell towards what's happening in the future, like you're talking about now. I want to sell of where's all this going? What are we creating? What is this doing? And getting to a point to where, they're painting a picture of, if we can solve this issue, if we can do this, then it's going to allow us to get where we want to go. I love that entire frame of mind, because often when we talk about our networking groups and the things we're doing, you hear people saying, I wish I could help more people get more business by introducing them to my Rolodex, which is kind of that pain point thing. But when you get them seeing that, man, if you really focus on growing other people's businesses, how much it's going to impact yours, and then what that's going to allow you to do in the future, it's an amazing transformation as part of that conversation, to help people really go a lot bigger with what they're doing. And I think once you get to some sort of impact, you've got to understand, can they afford your services? Do they literally have a budget to be able to pay you? And, can they pay you? One, do they have the budget? Do they have the ability to say yes? Do they, can they actually pay for your services? And then you've got to have that song and dance. And I think a lot of people screw up that financial money conversation, in the sales call, because they're dealing with their own personal head trash. I often ask a group of people, can you afford your most expensive product and service? And a lot of people sell things that they can't afford themselves, so they start discounting, quickly in that call. And then I think the final portion of it is the beginning of a relationship. You're not closing a sale, you're starting a relationship and being able to move forward. So, behind all this, guys, it's really more about, not worrying about the leads coming in. Get better at the selling side of things. If you get really good at the selling side of things, now you can go back to marketing, like we said a couple episodes ago, and say, hey, this is what we need from the lead standpoint. And you get to go have more intelligent conversations with them versus the bitching and moaning about what's coming in. So, as always, guys, if you got any value out of this episode, any tips, tricks, something that you can use moving forward, do us a favor and make sure you follow and subscribe, and ask others to follow and subscribe right along with you. We appreciate you guys, as always, for hanging out. Love you for it. And go check out the Badass Business Summit. We'd love to see you there. Just take it easy.